following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Welcome in, everybody. It is Farmin' Friday. It is also April Fool's Day. And I am so excited to be here. And I want you to just, weigh in on if you've ever had a prank done. If you're the prankster or the pranky, I want you to put that in the comments. And, because, you're either one or the other. Well, normally we have Justin Kulik in with us, but today if you watched Mornings on Main Street, you saw that Tommy Bryan released the story that the special guest at Cumberland University this year is going to be Tim Tebow. And y'all know that I've got the special phone. I thought we need to have Tim Tebow on the show with us. And he picked up the phone and he's here. Tim, how are you?
I'm doing really well, Devin. It's good to see you.
I'm so grateful that you had the time to spend with us. How's it going? What are you doing these days? I love the work that you're doing with special needs kids.
Right.
And wow.
They're great. Everything's going great. Didn't work out as a tight end, but I'm doing better than everybody at everything else. So we're good.
And because
it's me.
It's actually Justin.
But I actually love Tim Tebow, so
I love
no disrespect
him.
there.
Long story short, I went to China a few years ago for a few days, and I worked with some women who were in the ministry field, and his sister was in my group.
Tim Tebow's?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. He
That's
comes
so cool.
from a missionary family, and they're hardcore. They're good people. And his sister is as beautiful as he is. And just her spirit is incredible. And at the time she was a missionary in Bangladesh.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just their whole family is incredible.
Really?
And
I know they're amazing.
And so what's going on at Cumberland? What's he doing there?
So he will be there for homecoming weekend, I believe. And he's there to pretty much promote, get the word out. People, you get Tim Tebow, people come. So,
I don't even follow sports. I don't even follow sports. And I would follow that. But I tell you what I did. I found Jeremiah JW on YouTube, who gave us a great history of April Fool's Day. I wondered how it ever got started. Yeah. Nobody really knows, but here's a little bit behind the scenes story.
April Fool's Day, or All Fool's Day, is the one day of the year when you are allowed to mercilessly prank your friends, family, and coworkers. How exactly did this day come about? We don't actually know for sure what started the celebration of April Fool's Day. References can be found as early as the 1500s, but these accounts are infrequent and not very detailed. The most popular theory is that it began around 1582 in France during the reformation of the calendar. Before France adopted the Gregorian calendar, they celebrated New Year's for 8 days, beginning on March 25th and ending on April 1st. When they switched calendar systems, the 8th day moved from April 1st to January 1st. Because they didn't have internet, phones, social media, and a mail system, a lot of people didn't hear about this change until years later. Those that did not hear about the change continued to celebrate New Year's in April. Others refused to celebrate it out of rebellion. Those that had been informed of the change and adjusted their calendars began to make fun of these fools who were uninformed or rebellious. This harassment evolved into a tradition of playing pranks on the first day of April and then spread to other countries. However, April Fool's Day was already established in England, which didn't switch calendar systems until 1752. Also, people were already engaging in pranks and lightheartedness around this time of year, long before the French switched their calendar systems, such as in the case of the ancient Roman festival of Hilaria. Modern celebrations of April Fool's Day have slightly different traditions depending on the country you are in, but they all have the similar theme of pranking or humiliating individuals. In France, they try to tape an image of a fish to your back without you noticing, and in Portugal, they throw flour at you. In England, you are only supposed to pull jokes until noon, and if you pull a joke after noon, you are called an April Fool. In the United States and Britain, even popular media outlets and companies have been known to get involved in the fun. In 1996, Taco Bell announced that it had purchased the Liberty Bell from the city of Philadelphia and was going to rename it the Taco Liberty Bell. In 1992, NPR claimed that Richard Nixon would be running again for president. British publication The Guardian famously pranked the public in 1977 when they said that a semicolon-shaped island in the Indian Ocean had been discovered. This hoax is credited for launching the trend of April Fool's Day pranks by British tabloids. So hopefully you now know a little more about the history of April Fool's Day, or at least what we think the history of it is. Now that we are at the end of this video, you might be wondering if all this information is accurate, seeing that it is a video about April Fool's Day. Yeah, it's accurate. But seriously, it's accurate. I wouldn't do that to you.
Isn't he adorable? Jeremiah Warren. I love his work and he's so good. So follow him on YouTube. Check out his channels because he's got a lot of great information.
I didn't know any of that.
It is April Fool's Day and he's just a delightful animator too. I think that's really cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, definitely.
We got a lot of folks who are checking in today. Good morning. Good morning. Johnny Vinoker sending love. JV, Linda Stiles Cruiser checking in from Arkansas.
Cool last name.
Steve Burney, my friend at John A's. He's my John A's buddy. John A's got a big party coming up that you were talking about with Joe Dubin today.
Yes, April 7th from 4 to 10. It's a pizza party. And John A's, Joe's probably going to get there around noon, he said.
And stay all night because there's free pizza?
Yes. Yeah. And you'll get to see Joe. He'll be there hosting it. So go John A's. 4 to 10.
Well, it is Friday and it is all you can eat catfish and it's the best catfish in Nashville. I'm just going to tell you, it is the coolest ever. And Wednesday night is $5 burgers.
That's amazing.
Oh, it's the stuff. Linda, happy April to you. And she wanted to welcome Tim.
Oh, that's me. That's me. Yeah.
Yeah, that is you.
Hold on
that is
second,
you.
Thank you.
Good morning to Elizabeth. Good morning. Good morning. Oh my gosh. Everybody keeps saying, oh my gosh, there's Lucretia calling in from Texas.
What's up?
Y'all, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day.
Good Friday.
I'm glad that you guys are checking in with us. There is somebody that I don't know if you guys know, but I'm going to change our screen up just a little bit. And I'm going to try to do this.
Boom.
Look at there. Cowboy Dan's Frontier is cowboydan.com. You can find his website, and he is a fantastic entertainer for kids. He goes around school to school and teaches them the importance of agriculture and taking care of stuff. So cowboydan.com, you can check that out. But right now, I think I want to play a video of his that is absolutely, absolutely adorable. It is him with his 3-year-old grandbaby. And it is so cute. You can imagine him with a classroom full of kids. My favorite song of his, Diggin' in the Dirt. Digging in the dirt.
Hey.
And so if you want to have any information about bringing him to your kid's school or their organization or your church, you go to cowboydan.com. But right now, just see how adorable. It's Friday. It's adorable.
Well, hey, friends, I can't tell you what a thrill it is for me to introduce you to my grandson. This is Burton. I call him Blue Eyes because he's got little blue eyes and those, well, just precious blue eyes. Hey, B, can you say hi to my friends on the frontier? Yeah, that's real good. You know what? I used to sing this song to your mother when she was your age. And friends, I'm going to sing it with you. So maybe you'll help me a little bit, okay? You ready? Here we go, B. The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie sky is wide and high. Deep in the heart of Texas, the sage in bloom is like perfume. Deep in the heart of Texas, reminds me of the one I love. Deep in the heart of Texas, oh, I think that you can plainly see that Lone Star State means the world to me. Listen to this one, Burton. The prickly pear grabs your underwear. Ouch! Deep in the heart of Texas, the cowboys cry, yippee-ki-yay-yay. Deep in the heart of Texas, yes, I think you can plainly see that Lone Star State means the world to me. Here we go. The prickly pear grabs your underwear. Ouch! Deep in the heart of Texas, the cowboys cry, yippee-ki-yay-yay. Deep in the heart of Texas. Ah! Everybody say, yeehaw! Yeehaw! Beautiful.
.com. He is a fantastic entertainer. He came to Nashville and he did the Nashville thing, and he's a great singer on his own. He's got great CDs and wonderful music, but he just has a love for kids.
His grandson stole the video there. He just kept hitting those looks.
Did you? And the way he danced, oh my gosh!
Like just
So
looking at the camera.
follow his YouTube channel, Cowboy Dan's Frontier. He is so absolutely adorable. I was talking to Shelly, and Shelly is in
Shout out to Shelly.
Shout out to Shelly, who just gave us a little comment on our
Yes,
show,
the best.
and she likes her grandbabies too. I'm just going to say, and but I talk all the time about the people who come to our offices here at the our studios are in the offices of the Wilson Post.
The one and only.
And
Go on me.
we have newspapers that are left over. And there are a lot of newspaper uses. And she was telling me that there is a bird sanctuary, a bird rescue, that they come and get old newspapers. And then there's a puppy rescue, and they use the newspapers. There's a lot of uses for newspapers, but it is Farming Friday. And so I never knew until she told me, and I had to look up some information about using newspapers for mulch.
What?
And it is this time of year, and to keep the weeds out. And after this, I'll tell you how you can get leftover newspapers, because we were a newspaper company.
Yeah, it's like we can do that.
We have recyclable and sustainable
Very nice.
products.
That was a lot of syllables. Look at how many that was like 18 syllables.
I know, I chipped a tooth.
There's lots of different mulches you can use on tomato plants. And what we're going to do here is we're actually going to use newspaper, which is a really cheap mulch and has some advantages. So the first thing we're going to do, I tend to use 2 layers of newspaper. It makes it last the whole season since it does break down through the year. To get it around your plants, it's nice because you can just rip it how you want it to be and just kind of tuck it around the base of the plant. If it's windy at all, the one downside of putting this out is you have to weigh it down. So we're going to put down some dirt clods here just temporarily to hold it so it doesn't blow away. And you just continue spreading it out. The way to really get it to stay down is just to water the paper. And that'll just get it wet, kind of get it to stick to the dirt. Now this plant is mulched. It was free. You can go to your local grocery store and just pick up the free paper and use that. One of the reasons for mulching tomato plants is to keep the fungus from splashing off the dirt back onto the plants. You want to take the dirt off and just let the wet water hold it down. And you should be good to go. This should last about 1 season. When you're done, you can just till it back into the ground.
Thanks for watching. We have other quick tips. Just subscribe below.
FamilyPlotGarden.com.
Nice.
They're in Middle Tennessee. They are fantastic, and I hope that you will follow them. I always say that the best way to always have newspaper on hand for all of its many uses is to subscribe.
Yes. Hit the little bell.
Yes. And if you don't like all those newspapers hanging around, you can go to Main Street, Nashville, and you can go to Main Street Nashville and get 5 days a week our digital newspaper. Read it on your iPad,
Yeah,
on your
e-edition,
phone, yes.
tablet,
Uh-huh.
Kindle, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
why
think
not?
well, yeah, orange juice cans. I mean, listen in. But go to mainstreetmediatn.com and follow our pages here, and hopefully you're subscribing if you are here. You and I have done a lot of work with the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. They do such great work.
Great people. Great people.
I got a chance to meet some of the state troopers, and you'll notice as we go into the summer, more people are on the roads, and you'll see the state trooper vehicles.
Well, yeah.
And I want you to know that the most dangerous job in all of law enforcement is the state trooper job.
I bet.
Nobody else has to go around and look into a car or a vehicle, many times with tinted windows, and have no idea what they're going to meet as they walk up.
I guess I genuinely, like, you know, when you go through what you're going to do with your life and stuff when you're growing up, you think about being a police officer or state trooper, and it's like that part of it. It's a huge reason why, you know, I could not do that.
The unknown is incredible. And a shout out to all the state troopers who do what they do to keep our roads safe and to keep all of us safe.
Absolutely.
Because they are the first line of defense in our country. The first line of defense, because our highways are where everybody comes in and out. And so that's where these stories from the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, the trooper testimonials, are so poignant.
My name is Trooper Kaylee Healy. I work in Nashville District, Williamson County. So the best part about this job is seeing the look of awe in a little girl's face when she sees me in uniform, because at one point in time I was that little girl and was completely in awe of females in law enforcement. So being able to make that impact on a little girl's day and maybe even her life if I'm the reason she wants to become a cop one day. If you're unsure, just go for it. It's just a couple weeks of hardship for a lifetime of a successful career. And when it comes to the physical aspects, I was the shortest person in my academy class, and I was not able to do a couple things, and it took a lot of putting my mind to it to be able to do it. And once I did that, I was able to successfully complete the academy.
Need people to apply, and we hope that you understand that those jobs are open. If that were my daughter, I would be terrified every single day of my life. I'm just going to tell you right now, that is, and God bless her for what she's doing. God bless her for shining the light on the fact that there are openings and there are women who do this job as well.
Right. Especially her testimony about being the shortest and having to overcome that. That's cool.
It's a powerful story. Tennessee Highway Safety Office doing some amazing things in our area of Middle Tennessee.
Yes, absolutely.
I love everybody checking in today. You guys are all hanging out. It's a sunny day. I'm so glad. Oh, yeah. The firefighters as well. Yes, Linda.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Especially up there, Mount Juliet, firefighters helping out.
Johnny V. Y'all, he's so good. He's so good. I love me some Johnny Vanoker. You just should follow him on his channel, Live with Johnny V. Johnny, put the name of your show. He does it, and I don't know. He might be at a movie premiere in Hollywood. He might be in Florida, in Miami.
Red carpet.
Yeah, or in New York, or on screen in a new film or a new movie, because he's an incredible actor. And my sister and I always say, you know, we all know that Faith is an actress,
right?
But she will say that if it were not for JV, she would not be where she is today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Johnny Vanoker, he took her under his wing and literally helped get her. He would not take no for an answer when it came to knocking on doors for her.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
He's very special to me and to my family.
Shout out to him.
It is a year from the last weed wrangle. I can't say weed wrangle.
It's around that time to read ring.
Oh, what do you do when when spring starts? You wrangle weeds.
Of course.
And it's not easy to say, and it's not easy to do.
It's like Sally sells.
That looks great. All right, I'm gonna set this weed wrench over here.
So today is the first weed wrangle that we're having here at Ellington. It's part of a larger project that is called Restore Ellington.
All right, how are we doing down here? Oh, you got David with you. You're good. You're in good shape.
Restore Ellington is not only about restoring the natural environment, it's about restoring the connection that members of the community have with this space. So we have volunteers out here working today to remove invasive species from the forest.
When we're talking about invasive species, there's a couple of different characteristics. The first would be whether it's native or exotic, and where is that plant naturally occurring. So what we're looking at today are species that are not from Tennessee and species that are actively harming our native species. When they're here, they take over, and that talks more about the invasiveness of a species.
This is winter creeper.
That's what your job's gonna be, bud.
You can pull this up.
Yeah, just try to get all that up, and you can pile it to the side in the sun on the grass, and that'll make sure the roots don't get back in again.
I mean, so if you look at the forest as a whole, you may look at it and think there's no way that we can make a difference. But when you break it up into small weed wrangles like we've done today, where you're focused on certain spaces, it's pretty easy. People get the satisfaction of seeing like what a group of people coming together can do in just a few hours.
Once we remove these invasive plants, they're no longer competing for sunlight, they're no longer competing for water and other nutritional resources in the soil. And so we get a lot of our native understory, especially wildflowers and some of our native grasses, are able to flourish because they now have a lot less to deal with when they're looking for sunlight and water.
Anyone can host a weed wrangle. They have a website, weedwrangle.org, and they have resources that they will give you. They gave us gloves for today. We have signage, we have information. They will support you in any way that they can. Weed wrangles are going on across the country, and we are just part of a larger movement to bring health back to our forests and woodlands.
It is not easy to say. It is not easy to do. But if you would like to be part of our Tennessee Parks, the Weed Wrangle, if you're like me, you probably have enough of that to do at your own place.
I hear you. The WW, you can do it.
Yeah, the WW. That is also Weight Watchers, but
yeah, and I guess
it works all of the same. I mean, if you want to lose weight, you wrangle some weeds.
Right. Wrangle
weeds.
Wrangle them around.
You know,
but it's we're uploaded on that one.
Okay, well, we have something. Speaking of not being able to pronounce words, you and Joe make me laugh every morning. This morning, I needed a mimosa to enjoy fully what you guys.
Right.
The two of you have the funniest sense of humor. And if y'all don't know about Mornings on Main Street, go back and watch them. I swear to you.
I appreciate it, Evan. Thank you.
Just go back and watch them. Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Main Street Media, Main Street Nashville.
Nashville, yes.
That's where you need to subscribe. And all of our stuff ends up there.
Yep. Banks in there right now. So you'll see everybody.
So follow along and take a look. But this is an example of what really makes me laugh on Mornings on Main Street.
Welcome in, everybody, to another fantastic edition of Mornings on Main Street. Fun show planned for today. Please tell me you know who this is.
Of course I know who it is. I mean, I just want you, let's say it together.
You have no idea, do you?
Your car broke down, you're walking.
That's true.
Hey,
is this thing on?
Hold on a second, Chris. Hey, what did I tell you about comedy?
Right. Let's sure that's funny. Sure that's funny.
I figure it's easier. It's harder for you to say no if you do this live. If you do this live.
I'm still waiting to meet you with the crystal, so I'll take anything. I'll take anything.
We'll get it all done. Thank you. As the voice of the crab will be me is Bob Hope, and has that cute well with the pearl necklace.
So I'm going to be Russell Brand, and I just want to go ahead and preface that might be really annoying. It might be really annoying. All right.
It's preface. It's preface. Preface is what happens. Preface is what happens going out on the town. You're like, hey, get ready to put my face on. Put my face on. Ground lamb and beef wrapped in lavish and topped with savory tomato sauce.
It's lavash.
What is that? What is
lavash.
that?
Lavash.
I told you, you're dealing with the redneck country boy on this side over here.
That's okay. That's okay.
I swear to you, I laugh because there's the way you mispronounce a word is with such gusto.
I know.
And
you gotta commit.
You commit to it, and that's what I love about it. And one day, my favorite one was when Joe was telling us about there was a recipe for,
what was the word?
Meringue.
Yes.
And it was a pie with meringue on top. And I laughed until I thought I would split.
Because we were talking about, like, we had like back and forth. We were kept saying it.
You said it 100 times.
Like, it's got
meringue. And I go, no, it's meringue.
I did a breaking news. Devin just chimed in and said it's meringue.
It's like, oh yeah. But y'all, if you miss the Jerry House show as much as I do, and you miss laughing into your morning, make sure that you go to Mornings on Main Street, because it is hysterical.
Thank you, Dev.
And I don't even know if you always intend to be hysterical, but but that's the funny part.
Right. Well, sometimes, yeah, Joe's hilarious. Like, he's very witty. So
he's the funniest man.
Yeah. So it's hard to keep up with it sometimes. So sometimes he gets me.
Well, it's like watching my little brothers. Every morning I do show prep watching y'all show. And so it's just, it makes me laugh. And so I want you guys to share. And if you don't know about Mornings on Main Street, you can follow it here.
Yes.
Hey, you might not know, but Gatlinburg Songwriters Festival is coming up, and I'm going to be hosting there in August. So here are the details.
Hey everybody, I'm Cara Hogan, and I'm the Executive Director of the Gatlinburg Songwriters Festival. The Gatlinburg Songwriters Festival is a 3-day music event in and around Gatlinburg and the Smoky Mountains, August 18 through 21. The festival is all around Gatlinburg and surrounding areas. There are free performances with 100 #1 hit songwriters and artists on stages like Old Red, Skylift Park, Old Smoky, the Gatlinburg Inn, Park Vista, and many more, including the new Shine Shack. The Gatlinburg Songwriters Festival is made up of over 25 #1 hit songwriters. We also have selected songwriters from all levels. Some are new to songwriting, others have 5-10 CDs. They're playing all over the city, and you can actually sit down and get to know your favorite songwriter, the story behind the song. So if you're interested in songwriting, you can actually set up a workshop with a hit songwriter and learn the craft from the ground up. We do have free songwriting events throughout the city every day. There are a few that are paid. Some of those you can reach if you're a member. Membership includes newsletter and perks, discounts. All of those things are available if you're a member, and you can find out about membership at www.gatlinburgsongwriters.com. One of the greatest things about the Gatlinburg Songwriters Festival is that you can sit down with songwriters like Tony Arata, who wrote The Dance for Garth Brooks, or Steve Dean, who wrote Watching You for Rodney Atkins. Last year we had Shane Stevens, who was here with the song Fancy Like, which was an Applebee's ad, and it went #1 during the festival. You could be right there with those songwriters and hear the backstory of where those songs came from. Other songwriters include Will Nance, Brady Seals, Pete Salas, Jerry Sally. We have Brian White, Danny Wells, Karen Williams, and we also have local favorite Bobby Tomberlin, who's performed here for years and years at Crystal Creek. He wrote One More Day by Diamond Rio. So plan your trip today for August 18 through 21, 2022 to Gatlinburg to visit the Gatlinburg Songwriters Festival. See you there.
I'm going to be there.
Yes, hosting, right?
Yes, I'm going to be there for a lot of them. I mean, you go to Dollywood, you go to all sorts of places.
God, Dollywood is so awesome.
Oh, it is. It's my favorite theme park.
Me too. It really is, like, genuinely, for me.
There's a rumor we're going to get a theme park in Lebanon.
I heard about that. I'm not allowing myself to believe it, though, until I ride the first ride.
Well, we're going to have a story about that next week, the first of next week.
Look at us dropping news.
Oh, I'm telling you, there's so much stuff that we have already planned for next week. There's
something pipe.
Very cool from Bavarian Beer House. We're going to have them on the show next week. We're going to have the Nashville Sounds on our show next week. And, a bunch more. That's all my brain can take in.
Yeah, you're right.
Once I say the
I put
Nashville
you on the spot
sounds,
there. I was doing the finger thing.
once we start with the Nashville sounds, I lose my mind because April 5th is opening day, and it's one of my favorite things in the world.
Absolutely.
George Plaster and I used to sit next to each other. We had season tickets together. We didn't have them together, but they happened to be in the same little section.
Oh, that's
And,
cool. That's cool. He
goes-
gets. I've seen him watch baseball games. He gets intense about them. So
Intense. You had to watch your nachos too, because I mean, he'd like, he'd take your nachos, knock them out of your hand. I mean, George Plaster loses his mind at a sports game. I'm just saying. He's very reserved. Otherwise, he's George Plaster.
Absolutely. He just watches.
Until he screams like a woman when something goes wrong with his team. He's just hilarious. Anyway, April 5th, NashvilleSounds.com. You better go get you some season tickets.
Yes.
Now we're going to close our show with a special goodbye. Tonight is the private ceremony for a dear friend that I've lost, and I won't belabor this, but I wanted to tell you, Jeff Carson, an incredible artist, but he used to go, and this is you may not know him as an artist. You will remember his songs like The Car. I'm sure that you probably remember that song from your youth. You were just a youngster, but he loved to do ride-alongs with law enforcement when he would go to different cities, when he would go and perform.
Right.
And when his career kind of went to the thing, it has ebbs and flows, and he loved law enforcement so much. He joined the law enforcement team in Williamson County, and he was incredible. And he was just such a good man. And he died this past weekend at 58 years old. Oh my gosh. A brand new album. I said 1 minute he was saying happy birthday to his buddy Kenny Chesney, and then he was gone. Saturday, April 2nd, that is tomorrow, 10 a.m., Brentwood Baptist Church, remembering and celebrating the life of Officer Jeff Carson, a beautiful man, just a beautiful, beautiful spirit. And anyone can go to Brentwood Baptist tomorrow to remember Jeff. Tonight, there is a private invitation-only visitation for family and friends, and that will take place. Jeff Carson, a beautiful human being, and I hope that wherever you are, Jeff, well, I know where you are. You're not imagining anymore. And I'm going to close with this song. Be safe, everybody. Be kind. Remember that you are loved. Life is fleeting. We have days. Enjoy every single one of them.
Do something fun this weekend.
Mm-hmm. And tell everybody that you love them. Yes. Everybody.
I can only imagine what it will be like when I walk by your side. I can only imagine what my eyes will see when your face is before me. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak it all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when that day comes and I find myself standing in the sun. I can only imagine what my eyes will see when your face is before me. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak it all? I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. 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 I can only imagine when all I will do is forever, ever worship you. I can only imagine.
There you go.
Tour
Did they make a
dates.
movie out of that?
Yeah, they did.
That was
yeah.
a great movie, yeah.
It was that's what a great song. That
It is
crossed
great.
a lot of boundaries, and it was wonderful to be one of the artists to sing it. You know. Yeah.
Nothing like the sunrise with your coffee in the morning, or taking a good book off the shelf. Another thing I love the most than being on my own is together with everybody else. Together, like a southern Sunday summer. Together, on my front porch with my friends. Together with who's ever there, standing next to me. Yeah, together is my favorite